was the difference down the stretch for you guys when you just couldn't hit shots in the last 2 minutes?
Well, I'm struggling to understand how Connecticut played with one foul in the fourth quarter. The stats are telling me that Elena, Delle got and Emma shot 3 free throws between them, and Alyssa Thomas and Jonquil Jones shot 16 free throws. So I think that's a big difference in the game. Free throw attempts were 26 to 13. So I felt if we could have gone to the line a couple more times, we could have slowed their momentum down a little bit. But we missed some shots driving to the basket too. We missed some layups. We kind of got in each other's way a little bit. But it's been hard in this series. For whoever digs themselves a hole, every team has come back in this series. Both teams have come back, but it's hard when you're looking at the deficit we were looking at. I think it was 18 at one point. And, the fact that we were ahead says a lot of good things, but then our execution once we got the lead was not great.
Mike, first row to your right.
Mike, when you see what you got out of Aerial Powers tonight, how much of that is just her ability to come take over a game in spurts like that, and how much was you deciding that she was the right matchup to be able to take more of a leadership role offensively in that moment?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't put her in any leadership role on our offense. She got hers because they were taking away other people and she was aggressive. We didn't run any plays for her in particular. We let her be the off-ball person, and when they helped, let her come to her and swing and let her attack from that standpoint. It's amazing how if you bring energy, the ball finds you. I wish we had played as a group with the energy that she brought. I feel bad. I feel bad. Her and Tiana Hawkins played well, but it's hard to keep everybody on the floor. And you got Elena and Emma and everybody else. But Ariel gave us an energy lift as much as anything.
Mike, we're going to have about 4 more questions for Coach, and then we're going to have the Washington players. Mike, next question will come from second row to your left.
Mike, you guys have the MVP of the league, but it seems that tonight was a great team effort. What can you say about the depth of your team, especially throughout the course of these finals?
Well, we had the highest scoring bench in the league for the season, so we're used to that. And the bench got a whole lot better when Emma came back from overseas. You don't want. It's the good and the bad of it. It's a nice thing as a coach to have a bench that can bail you out and do things, but it's tough that if you have to rely on that, as we had a couple times, in this series. I like the fact that I can play 9 people every night and get good results. It's hard for me right now when I'm talking to you to get over how we started the game. So it's I'm glad our bench gave us the energy we needed, but it's such a disappointing finish.
Mike, second row to your left.
This is on. Speaking of that start, what do you attribute the slow start to?
Well, let's start with the opening tip. When we were lined up wrong and Alyssa Thomas laid it in on the opening tip, that would be a bad start. And then letting them have 4 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. They got to the free throw line. We had a couple turnovers. We had some empty possessions. I thought we did about everything we could do wrong in the first quarter. I thought our team is known for passing and cutting and screening. It's not known for having 15 dribbles per possession. I thought that's what we did in the first quarter.
Mike, standing to your left.
Mike, can you point to anything? You said the execution wasn't as great once you got the lead. Can you point to a reason?
I'd have to go back and look at it. Some of it is, there were 2 possessions where we literally almost ran into each other. I know we picked ourselves up off the floor 4 or 5 times throughout the game. Literally slipped on the floor and fell down and had to hustle just to get a shot off. Execution doesn't look too good when the ball handler's laying on the floor, so it would be nice if we'd stay on our feet.
Anyone else? Mike, first row to your left.
Mike, we talked before the game that Elena, you weren't sure, played a little more spurts than last game, but she played most of the first quarter. I think she played 30-plus minutes tonight. Was that her feeling better or just the flow of the game?
I think she felt better. She'll tell you, when you ask her, but I thought she felt better, looked better. We just didn't do a very good job of getting her enough field goal attempts. Part of that is that, she's been with the injury, it's been harder for her to post up on the block. We'll see how she feels come Thursday, but that would be something we would need to do a little bit better, is get an inside versus outside game. They had 26 points in the paint in the first half, and we had in the teens. So we got to get her some touches in different spots on the floor.